everyone, it's Kay. Today I'm going to be filming a super chill plan with me where I get to lay out the segments of my week. Lord knows that it has been quite a crazy time period with the coronavirus and everything going on with schools reopening and COVID cases rising. So I thought I would take some time out of your day to just relax you, to plan the segments of your life so that you're not panicking every 5 seconds. Let us hop right on in. Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. How are you guys doing today? Why am I pausing like I'm thinking you're gonna respond? Oh wait, is this a one-sided conversation? Oh yes it is. A lot of my whole life interactions with other people are one-sided because I am an antisocial extrovert, as Lizzo would say. I like to speak with people, but at the same time, I am very awkward and don't know what to say, and end up just pausing and freezing and acting like a lunatic, which is pretty much 2020 in a nutshell. Lately, I have been really stressed with the whole premise of college and the amount of work I have been having, which, let's be real here, it wouldn't be college unless you're stressed and you have a lot of work to do. So I kind of had that one coming for myself. Yes, I am on campus this semester, which I am not taking for granted because I know a lot of colleges are not on campus and they are fully online, and that just really sucks. Like, I really feel for people that have to take college classes online, or even high school or middle school that is fully online. I feel so bad for you guys. We are gonna get through this together because I only have 3 classes that are in person and they are all hybrid. So technically I'm doing a lot of my classes straight on Zoom. I would love to say that I have been the most productive person throughout this time, which in retrospect, I actually have been doing a lot, but at the same time I haven't. Like, I'm someone that doesn't like to go looking for friends when I first go to college because I feel like that just puts me in a very weird position that I'm like clinging on to people and making them be like, hey, I want to be your friend. Hey, I'm Kay. Let's be friends. You know, that's so weird and so awkward. So I have kind of been holding back my very quirky personality and kind of just letting myself get comfortable with being on campus, which I think definitely worked in my favor because my personality ended up coming out when people were starting to talk to me and I've made a few friends. So overall, it's been pretty good, but at the same time, it's been pretty interesting. And being able to just plan my days out has just been so amazing. Let me tell you, you have to make sure you get an Erin Condren planner. I've mentioned this in so many of my other videos, but it really is worth the purchase because I think that you can do so much with this planner and it keeps you organized. And for someone that doesn't have the time to bullet journal, which I wish I did, it's just way too time consuming and I don't have the time anymore. So if you're looking for a really nice aesthetic option, recommend this planner. Ha 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 ha. But let's talk about my life, which I am a mess when it comes to that. I am so bad at managing both myself and my relaxing time and getting my work done that I sometimes will just run on autopilot and I'll just be work because I really want to be successful. I am a workaholic. I will work myself to the core. I will work myself until I go to sleep at like 1 or 2 a.m. if I have to, which overall has not been really good for my mental acuity and not been good for my physical personality, and it's just not been a great time with just tossing myself into all these crazy situations. Let me tell you, I honestly have just been struggling to keep a mental and physical balance with myself and making sure that I'm treating myself but also working really hard. And when I was talking to one of my friends the other day, I was like, I'm really having a hard time managing a work and life balance. And that made me really, really stressed, and I felt like I had no control over anything, which made me stress. You know what I mean? But my friend was like, you should not be having trouble with that. Like, you should be having lack of motivation to be able to do well, not having a life crisis over this. And I was like, you know what? You're right. With the stereotype of being in an African household and always being told that you have to do well in school and you have to make a living of something that's going to be financially stable has kind of wrapped my whole brain around what I wanted to do, you know, because if I'm being completely honest, when I was younger, I really was very bubbly, very bright, but at the same time, I was doing everything because I was in denial of something that I just knew I never wanted to do, which for me, I love to dance, which I don't think is a secret. I don't think anybody watching this video would not know that I am a dancer of some sort, or if this is your first video, then yes, I am a dancer. And coming closer to like my freshman and sophomore year of high school, I really was thinking maybe I should go professionally with dance, but I had to think smart because dance just doesn't really make a lot of money, and even if you do make a lot of money, by the time you're like 40, you're like kind of done because physically your body can't just move like that anymore unless you're so physically conditioned and strong, which that's definitely not me. I'm not Marguerite Derricks, so I'm not going to be able to be physically fit to teach and dance and do all that stuff all the time. Plus, I kind of realized that there are other passions I have besides dance, and I went through a period where all I did was dance, 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 and I never did anything else, and I kind of was very burnt out emotionally and physically. I would always be sore, and I kind of felt like that was my only persona that people saw me as. And even though I do like being seen as a dancer, I don't like when that's my only vision of myself because it kind of just makes me seem like I'm very boring and I don't have anything else to give, which is so, so, so wrong. But honestly, I have been glad that I have been able to have the opportunity to be on campus, to teach at my dance club, and to be able to just dance in a studio, and I cannot take that for granted because, let's face it, if you're going to a dance studio now, you are either wearing a mask, you're either doing online classes. I know some studios are fully back to normal, which, that's kind of questionable because if dance is not communal, I don't know what is. So for those studios that are completely open, be careful so that you don't get sued by parents and students. But let's move on to me. I am just so I'm kind of a joke sometimes. I like to say that I'm like the most productive person ever, and I can do anything and I can do all things, and I'm just this amazing person that can do everything, which in retrospect, that used to be what I thought of myself as. I used to think of myself as the it boy, and I could do everything, and I don't need anybody's help. I don't need anybody's opinion. Like, I'm good. I'm me. I'm okay. I'm perfect. Which in reality made me a very close-minded person, and I developed a lot of bad habits, which made me very rebellious towards my amazing parents. Love you, mom and dad, love you, but I definitely had rivaling opinions to them, and that caused a lot of friction, a lot of tension, a lot of stress, and I do regret that. And at the same time, I really felt like you have to have those type of mistakes to make you grow, because if you don't, you're going to be perfect, and the definition of perfect is being imperfect, because who in their right mind is always on top of everything and can do everything perfectly, flawlessly, on time, never make a mistake, get hundreds on every test, do perfect on every single thing that you are doing in your clubs, nail that triple pirouette every single time you're on stage. Yeah, that doesn't work, no. I mean, if there is a person like that, Abby Lee Miller from Dance Moms would have made it so with Maddie Ziegler, which, let's face it, Maddie hates Abby now, so no perfect. There is no definition of perfect, so that is a proven fact. Now let's move on to anime. Oh my lord. That's really funny because since I have been in college, I have struggled to be able to watch any of my anime shows because I am too busy actually trying to do well in my classes, which, you know, that's a thing. College is a thing. Grades are a thing. Getting a job is a thing. Living on my own is a thing. That's normal. That's a thing. So, I have not been able to watch a lot of animes, but I have been kind of rewatching a few shows that I've been really interested in. My family will probably attack me because they are like, you watch the same thing over and over. I don't care. But I have been finishing Black Clover, which if anybody is an anime watcher, Black Clover is definitely a great one to watch. I totally recommend you watch it. It's so good. I love Asta. I love everyone. I love Yuno. They're just so great. I love Noelle. I love the storyline, and I love that it kind of encompasses the point of like a main character not being good and then like actually being a total hero, someone that saves the world, someone that's always the perfect person, which in reality is not true. It's not true. It's not true. But I really like how this show kind of encompasses that point of there's always room to grow and there's always room to find yourself. Kind of funny that Asta's always throwing himself to... Why do I keep forgetting her name? She looks like a maid. Somebody tell me her name in the comments or something, because I never remember her name. But yeah, throwing herself at her when I think we all can know and we all can say that Noelle is awesome. We love Noelle. We love Noelle. Noelle loves Asta, even though she acts, you know, playing hard to get. But we all know that she loves Asta and gets jealous when other girls like him, which is not just one, but two. Okay, now moving on to Fruit Basket. Fruit Basket has been an anime that I love. I love Fruit Basket, guys. I love it. Fruit Basket is awesome. I absolutely enjoy the plot line. They basically talk about the 12 zodiacs, well, technically 13, the Japanese zodiac, which is super cool and kind of interesting that they kind of tied it around it that way. Basically, it goes over the story of Toru Honda, Kyo, and Yuki all living together in one group. Basically, Toru was living under a tent. A tent, guys. She lived in a tent. Imagine 2020 living in a tent. Would that be a thing? Would that be a thing? I don't know if that would be a thing. Would it? I don't know. But anyways, I honestly really love the show. I really love it. I'm watching season 2 right now, and season 2 is really good. And it has a lot of... Season 2 has a lot of plot changes, and I love it. I love it. Woo! It's so good. Okay, so I honestly have been struggling, and anybody that is a college student or applying to college, you probably know the dreaded college application process. It is a hustle. It is a hustle. It is hard. It is so much work, and I honestly feel bad for y'all that have to go through that college application process in COVID, where you statistically will not be able to put many extracurriculars down for your senior year or half of your junior year, which I feel really bad for the class of 2021. Like that's just gotta suck. Like, I feel terrible. But just know that everybody is going through it. Form your essays. Make sure you turn in all your stuff with your letters of recommendation, your transcripts. Make sure everything is working. Please send all your stuff in on time. You will regret it if you do not send your stuff in on time like I did when I was going through a frenzy and sending these applications. Yes, I applied. How many colleges did I apply to? I think it was like 20 something. Yeah, it was crazy. Don't do what I did. Please apply to like 6 or 8 and save yourself the hustle and the time of being stressed over an application that, quote unquote, is supposed to determine your fate on how you're going to do well in the world, which that's kind of BS, let's be honest here. It doesn't really matter where you go to college, whether it's community college, a four-year college, a private college, or an Ivy League school. It doesn't really matter as long as you are invested and you have the time and you know what you want to do, it doesn't really matter. So the whole stigma on college admissions and getting into college and being in college and the whole hoorah rah rah about like, I gotta be well and be perfect, I gotta get into Harvard and I gotta like be in finance. Like please take that context out of your brain and focus on what you want, and that will kind of reflect in your application and how you do well in college. I know this wasn't going to be like a college admissions book, but like that has kind of been really interested. So we are now reaching the end of this video, and this is pretty much my entire spread. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay safe, stay on top of it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!